Have you never done pictures without those
Nope,
eyelashes?
nope, and I never will, because that's my trademark. And, you know, if I take that away, then it's not me. And no one's gonna wanna look at me without my trademark, so I hold on to that.
The Eyes of Tammy Faye is a new biopic directed by Michael Showalter and starring Jessica Chastain as Tammy Faye and Andrew Garfield as Jim Bakker. But will it be as good as the 2000 documentary of the same name? I've seen a lot of bios like this where you can endlessly rave about the lead performances in the film. Jessica Chastain is great here and is believable in all of these decades of Tammy Faye's life. It's a movie that comes across like, first and foremost, it's designed to get the actors an Oscar nomination. And you know what? That'll probably happen. But everything else in the movie falls a little short of that. And I wish the writing was just as on par with Jessica Chastain's performance and her instant likability in the role. It hits all of the beats that you expect a movie like this to hit. The humble beginnings, the rise, the infidelity and addiction, the fall, then the rise again. I realize that you gotta hit a lot of those beats anyway, depending on who the movie is about, but this film is not very focused at all. It's very unfocused in its pacing. There's a lot of very important things that happen in the movie, and that's just it. They just kinda happen, with not much build-up. Now suddenly they're on television, now suddenly they have their own network, oh, and now here's the embezzlement scandal, and now suddenly it's the pill addiction. Whenever one of those story beats happens, it feels like there's about 15 minutes missing before each one of them. It's a life story that would be far better served as a miniseries, because there's various parts where you really want to see more, especially the creation of the 700 Club, the creative decisions that went into their show, behind the scenes of CBN and PTL, Tammy Faye being the lone voice for gay rights while surrounded by people like Pat Robertson and Jerry Falwell. This feels like what happens when you have material for a 6-hour movie that's condensed down to about 2. It's not that it's bad, it just feels like I'm missing a lot of interesting and provocative stuff. And when I say it's unfocused, I mean the tone is a little unfocused too. There's parts early on where it seems like it's serious, then she starts talking with puppets, or when they're dancing at their Bible college, that I wasn't sure if it was bordering on satire. And some scenes with other televangelists almost feel like a comedy sketch. There's some weird scenes in the movie too. I wasn't quite expecting to see a movie where Tammy Faye gives Jim Bakker a hand job in a bubble bath. But I will say, they are good together in it. Feels weird saying this, but Tammy Faye's sexual chemistry with the other characters is pretty good. There's a part where she's 8 months pregnant and sitting on a guy's lap and dry humping him, and that's when her water breaks. Then this is followed by a pretty serious scene in the movie. What tone are you going for here? There's some dramatic parts in it that I thought were dramatic, but the others in the audience were laughing, so I'm not really sure. Again, Jessica Chastain is great, and Andrew Garfield is really good too, but oftentimes he does look like a younger actor playing someone much older while in makeup. Vincent D'Onofrio as Falwell comes across more sounding like Dick Cheney than he does Falwell, but I will say this, when it gets to about the last 20 minutes of the movie, it does start working a lot better. When it gets to the scenes in 1994 where Tammy is trying to have her comeback and meeting with creative executives, I was really liking this. And it does actually do a good job of focusing on this part of the story. There's a very good scene where she's singing on stage and envisioning a choir behind her. I wish the rest of the movie were as tight as the last act. It's not a bad film at all, performances do carry it, it's just very, very standard to the genre without doing much else. And I always loved Tammy Faye, it's great revisiting her old interviews sometimes. And Jesus Keeps Taking Me Higher and Higher is kind of an awesome song. So I wish this was a better movie, but you do still have the documentary, which is totally worth checking out. This one would be better suited as a TV movie of the week than a theatrical film, so I'll give it a C+. But it did instantly make me want to see a big budget biopic of Miss Velma. Make that movie, damn it! Hell, I could actually see Andrew Garfield playing Estes Perkle in a movie. Make this cinematic universe. Stay tuned because we'll also have a review coming up this weekend for Dear Evan Hansen. I hear great things about that one. See you next time.